Kiss.
It's your boy, my case Smith, also known as Akins, also known as the coolest guy in sports. Back with another Who's Better. This time I have Joel Embiid versus Nikola Jokic on the menu. Who is better between the two? Joel Embiid in 64 games this season averaged 33.7 minutes per game, 27.5 points per game, 48.4 from the field, 30% for the three-point line, 13.6 rebounds per game, 3.7 assists per game, 1.9 blocks per game, 0.7 steals per game, 80.4% from the free throw lines. The Joker in 80 games averaged 31.3 minutes per game, 21.1 points per game, 51.4 from the field, 30.7 from the three-point line, 10.8 rebounds, 7.3 assists, 0.7 blocks, 1.4 steals, 82.1% from the free throw line. That being said, who is better between the two? Now, we know the Joker was on the All-NBA first team over Joel Embiid, who was on the All-NBA second team. We know that these are the two best big men in the game right now, even though Anthony Davis, I'm not considering Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis' team did not make the playoffs. Anthony Davis' team, he was New Orleans Pelicans. They struggled. He didn't play a lot of games. So these are the two, I'm going to say the two best centers in the game right now because Anthony Davis is a power forward. So we can leave it at that for right now. But these two are young. They're dynamic. They're impactful when they're on the court. Joel Embiid is one of the best two-way players we have ever seen in the game. Joel Embiid gets it done on both sides of the ball. The Joker is one of the best passing big man we have ever seen in the game. He's kind of like a point guard, but he's like 6'11" and he's slow. That's how I can kind of describe the Joker. So when you look at these two, you have to really do the eye test and watch the game and then figure out who's better between the two. Outside scoring is kind of a tie. Joel Embiid takes a lot of more outside three-point shots than the Joker, so I can't really say that Joel Embiid is a better three-point shooter than the Joker. The Joker just doesn't take as many threes as Joel Embiid. So I would say that they're kind of equal in that department. And also their field goal percentage for the three-point line says they're equal because they're only both shooting 30%. When you look at the playmaking hands down goes to the Joker. The Joker is a passer. He's a pass-first big man. He'd rather pass and get his teammates good look. And when he's out in the double team, he's quick to give the ball up, making the right reads. His basketball IQ is top notch, and we can go there next. Basketball IQ, you have to roll with the Joker. The Joker knows how to get rid of the ball. The Joker knows spots and angles, and he knows the concepts of how to get his teammates involved and get them into the right spots. Joel Embiid needs to work on that because we all know Joel Embiid is better at facing the basket than with his back to the basket. And so when he's facing the basket, it's easy for him to make the right decisions and kick the ball to his teammates. When his back is to the basket and he's pounding in the post, he struggles picking up the double teams. He struggles making the right reads to his other teammates on the court. So basketball IQ, you go with Joker as well. Defense, you got to roll with Joel Embiid. On the defensive side, like I said, Joel Embiid is one of the best two-way players we have ever seen on the defensive side of the ball. He blocks shots. He alters shots. He's a great rim protector. So you have to go with Joel Embiid when you're talking about defense, when you're talking about rim protection as well, which leads us to rebounding. Joel Embiid, you have to give that edge to Joel Embiid as well because on the offensive side of the glass, he gets boards. On the defensive side, he gets the boards. So he's very aggressive when he's going for rebounds, when he's trying to get offensive rebounds. And that's not saying that the Joker's no slouch because he is not, but he's not as aggressive on both getting offensive side of rebounds and defensive rebounds like Joel Embiid. When it comes down to clutchness, I will definitely roll with the Joker over Joel Embiid when it comes to clutchness. And that's mainly because when I've watched the Joker play, he doesn't shy away from the big moment. He always wants to take the shot. He attacks the lane. He puts up from distance to wins the game. He hasn't been as quite accurate when it comes to hitting those shots, but the confidence is there. When I see the last moments of the game with the Philadelphia Sixers, they're not really going to Joel Embiid. They went to Jimmy Butler this year. And the Joker's on the other hand, he's knocked down several game-winning shots in his career and made last-second plays in both ends of the floor compared to Joel Embiid, who hasn't really done that. Even though the Joker is taking more shots at that moment, he's missed more, he's also made more as well. So he's confident. He has the confidence enough to take the shots, make them or miss. And that's what you want to see from your best player on your team. You want to see that clutchness. You want to see that confidence level to say, I'm the best player on the team. Give me the ball. Let me go out and make a play. So for clutchness, you got to roll with Joel Embiid because I just haven't seen Joel Embiid hit game-winning shots, and I haven't really seen Joel Embiid even really want to take the game-winning shots and take those big shots like the Joker has done. So you have to give the edge to the Joker. So you do the eye test. You're looking at the eye test. You look at leadership, basketball IQ. I'll roll with the Joker over that. If you're looking at who's the better scorer, of course it's Embiid. Embiid's more of a scoring big man, and the Joker's just more of a passing big man. If you look at impact of the game, who has the bigger impact of the game? You would have to say probably Joel Embiid because Joel Embiid is a two-way player, better two-way player than Jokic. But then somebody can say Jokic has a more all-around game on the court than Joel Embiid. So you may have to roll with the Joker because Joker can rebound, pass, score. He also can defend a little bit as well. So, and then if you look at the one-on-one game, who's the better one-on-one player? I would say Joel Embiid, hands down, because when you're talking about one-on-one, you got to be able to score. You got to be able to defend your opponent as well. So who's better between the two? This is really hard. They are really both good players. Who had the better season? Some would say, well, Joel Embiid got robbed the first All-NBA first team. Some would say, well, no, Jokic deserved to be on the All-NBA first team. So who would you pick? Who would I rather have? Who had the better regular season? Better regular season, I'm going to say that the Joker had the better regular season than Joel Embiid. And overall, if I had to pick, I probably would roll with the Joker just because it's a concern of Joel Embiid's health going forward, and we know the Joker is going to be on the court. The Joker hasn't really had any injury issues, and he played 80 games this season. So I want a player that's going to be on the court. Now we're talking about whose game can take the next step. I would say that Joel Embiid's game has the potential to take the next step because he still has a lot of things to work on in the post and scoring in the post, and also I just feel like he has a little bit more potential upside than the Joker, who really needs to get in the gym and really needs to work on his body and get his body in the right shape so he can be more impactful on the court. But who's the better player? Who had the better season? The Joker. And I'm saying right now, I think that the Joker is a better player than Joel Embiid. But let me know in the comments below who you guys rolling with. Are you rolling with Joel Embiid? Are you rolling with the Joker? It's your boy, Mike K. Smith, also known as A-Kiss. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the movement. A-Kiss Nation. Give me to 1,000 subs. Support, and subscribe. This is your boy, Mike K. Smith. I'm gone, man. Peace.